Hey guys, what's going on? It's Simon here from Get Into Crypto. Welcome back to Bitcoin Update. Today we're going to be looking at the Bitcoin price. We're also going to take a look at a couple of altcoins, including Ethereum and XRP. And we're going to look at a few news stories as well on Bitcoin. So before we start, I just wanted to say, if you do like the content, then please do help support the channel by subscribing and liking this video. And also, if you've got any feedback at all, if there's any particular altcoins you're really interested in and would like me to cover, then please feel free to comment and let me know. And I'm happy to obviously cover whatever coins you're into going forward. Right, with that said, let's get into it. So Bitcoin is still looking fairly strong. We have been up at this level for some time now, sort of in between sort of mainly 18 and 20K. We've got a little bit of a hanging man here, but what can I say? I mean, every time Bitcoin looks like it's going to come down lower, and I mean sort of come back down towards 16 and maybe sub 16, it keeps on getting bid back up. A couple of days ago, if we just go to the daily chart, I was kind of looking at this and thinking to myself, look, we might now start to come down a bit further. Obviously, just over on the futures market, we can see that we do have this open gap here. We can see it a little bit easier on the 4 hour. It's coming down to around about 17,000. And I was thinking to myself, look, that's surely going to be a target for the price to come down and close, and then potentially maybe follow through, sort of trap a few sort of stops of people trying to play the open gap, and then maybe sort of jump back up. So I was personally looking for around about 16s, but yeah, we haven't got much below 18K, and obviously today we're now starting to push higher back towards our all-time highs. So yeah, Bitcoin looking very strong right now. We'll just go over to Bitcoin dominance as well, because we've been looking at Bitcoin dominance on a weekly chart, and we've been saying that, look, Bitcoin dominance is within this channel, and potentially are we going to see altcoins have a bit of a run and see this alt season. But as things stand at the moment, whilst we're still above this, I've got it here as 62.79. This is my line in the sand as far as we go on a weekly close for Bitcoin dominance. So whilst we remain here, it looks like the altcoin season is going to have to wait. So Bitcoin dominance kind of spoiling the party for a lot of altcoin holders, and it could be that we do come up and retest this top trend line channel line. Yeah, really, I really don't know which way this one's going to go. It's fairly uncertain at the moment, but yeah, we've seen a little bit of selling pressure coming today on the altcoins, and like we said before, if Bitcoin does start to consolidate and start to move sideways, then I do expect altcoins to start to pick up. Obviously, at the moment, Bitcoin is still rather volatile, still sort of moving around a fair bit, but yeah, I would have thought that altcoins should start to pick up shortly if Bitcoin continues to move sideways. And we were also looking at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart as well as a little bit of a precursor to any move. So we can see we're looking at pretty much an inverse of the Bitcoin dominance chart here with Ethereum Bitcoin. And we seem to be stuck right now between the 20-week and the 21-week MAs. So EMA, that is, on the 21-week. So yeah, let's see if Ethereum can make a push up to the upside. It's obviously performing quite nicely today. It'd be interesting to see how we close the week. Obviously, closing here, we're looking at a little bit of a hammer here. So if we see some follow through to the upside, get back above this 20-week MA, then we could start to move. Obviously, Ethereum's kind of held it here. We jumped up. We've had the Tom DeMark reversal. It's gone from one TD9 to the other TD9. So now we're looking for the next candle, which will be a weekly 4, to obviously get above the weekly 3, and that could then set us up for a move higher. And we talked about this before, how we were seeing this sort of Tom DeMark 9 at the 382 fib as providing a little bit of resistance for Ethereum, but as a USD pair. But let's see what we can do here. It could be that we do come back down and sort of test these 20-week MAs, but yeah, let's see. Ethereum is looking quite good to me, quite good. I mean, if we can push up a bit further, Ethereum really could be off to the races. And I've said before, I'm targeting like $1,000 for one Ethereum, kind of over the next month or two. So yeah, remains to be seen really. But I would have thought with these conditions and obviously Bitcoin consolidating at a level which is kind of well above its 20-week MA, then I do expect altcoins to start to pick up shortly. And I think just a little bit of a word for those people that are maybe thinking, look, I'm waiting for this Bitcoin pullback until I'm buying. I mean, it's not guaranteed. I mean, we have said that we would expect Bitcoin at some point to come down and test this 20-week MA, but that is not guaranteed at all. And it could be that we just go sideways, or that we pop through 20,000, we come back, retest. So yeah, I mean, it's not financial advice, but I just think, for me anyway, I'm keeping the majority of my Bitcoin position right now long. I'm not interested in selling anymore, and obviously looking to put back into Bitcoin on any sort of move back down to this 20-week MA. But you need to realize that obviously these MAs are going to be moving up like fairly quickly. I mean, I'm expecting these MAs to move up around about $400 every week. So yeah, give it say for example, like another 5 weeks, I'd expect these MAs to be up at like around about the 16K level, just below, and obviously that would pretty much coincide, I think, in terms of like having a time target until like the middle of January, end of January, and we might then see another proper retest, a stronger retest of 20,000 if we don't break out sooner. So that's how I'm seeing Bitcoin myself right now. And another one I wanted to cover was XRP. So obviously XRP's had this airdrop. It's had its I believe it's Flare and Spark. So I can't quite remember which way around is the token and which one's the network. But anyways, so the snapshot, I believe, was yesterday, sort of almost overnight, not last night, but the night before. So we have seen this selling pressure from yesterday come into XRP, but we seem to be finding a little bit of support here. And I've kind of said before that for me personally, I would be looking for XRP to make its way back down to either this sort of 50% retracement, or preferably, I think a really great buy would be down at the 618 to get back in with the majority of what I've scaled out myself going up here. But we are at quite an interesting level here. We are at this 382 fib, and also we've got some prior support if we just look back to 2019, middle of 2019, and we're also round about where we got supported as well back in April of 2018. So we are at quite a key level here. You could easily, in fact, I will do it. You could easily draw a horizontal on here at. Just move this out of the way. At, just trying to capture those highs from 2019. So you could easily draw a horizontal here, and that's pretty much exactly what we come down to. So yeah, this is quite a key level to hold for XRP. I think if XRP can hold this, then we might see some more upside. And of course, a lot of people will be sort of targeting up to around $1, which we haven't seen since 2018. So that would be quite a sort of major level for XRP to get to, and obviously if it can capture that, then we all know when XRP does take off, it really does start to moon. And just looking at the Bitcoin price, so XRPBTC, we're by no means out of the woods, but obviously you can just see how significant this move is. And yeah, I mean, we're above its 20-week MA against Bitcoin, which is encouraging. So if it can hold this, then I think with Bitcoin looking to consolidate and then push above 20,000 early next year, then I would expect XRP at some point to get a big move again. And obviously we all saw what happened at the start of 2018. We also saw that up until that point, XRP actually did fall down quite significantly against Bitcoin. So, of course, there is an argument here that maybe you should be looking to stay on the sidelines at the moment when it comes to XRP. Keep your capital in BTC, and then once BTC has taken off, it's got to all-time highs, then obviously play the XRP BTC ratio. So I think for that reason, I'm not in a rush to start swapping my BTC for XRP right now, but over the next sort of few months, especially if it comes down on the Bitcoin valuation, then it could be a nice place to get into. And yeah, as far as crypto's going, that's kind of just about it. What I really wanted to cover. Ample force making some nice gains today. What else have we got up? So most altcoins are slightly up against Bitcoin, which is obviously encouraging if you're an altcoin holder. But like I said at the start of the video, if there are specific altcoins that you really want to see, then feel free to comment in the comment section, and I'll try and cover those on the next video. So yeah, just to summarize, Bitcoin looking really strong, and certainly if we close the week here, then provided we stay above these lows at now of this week, i.e. The lows of around just below 18,000, then Bitcoin's looking good. Bitcoin's looking strong. I'd say probability-wise, I'd say about 60-70%. I'm expecting some sideways consolidation, but I would say a move back up towards 20k, or maybe slightly through 20k, is definitely on the cards, especially after this weekend and seeing things get bought up. Obviously, we've got the weekly close tonight, and then it'll be Monday when the big players, the institutions, get back to their desks, and we'll see what direction they want to take this over the next week. So I was also going to cover a little bit of crypto news as well, just to wrap up. So Michael Saylor, Mr. Bitcoin now in the institutional world, he has completed a $650 million raise to buy more Bitcoin. So this is well, I don't need to tell you whether this is bullish or not, but he is becoming quite the sort of Bitcoin champion when it comes to institutions. I don't know if any of you have heard him speak. Some of his interviews have been fantastic, in my opinion. I really liked the one he did with Anthony Pompliano. So it was on the Pomp podcast, where he talked about getting into Bitcoin and how he had to convince the board to start to get on board and sort of buy into the idea, how he gave them all a little bit of homework and stuff. So I think that's a fantastic one. If you haven't already seen it, it's Michael Saylor's interview with Anthony Pompliano. I think the other one, he's been talking with Raoul Pal as well. I got a link the other day about one with Binance. So yeah, definitely sort of check them out. He makes a really good case for Bitcoin, and certainly he's one of the more bullish people in the space now. And yeah, it's great to see. It is great to see. I think his words are obviously going to have a lot of impact and a lot of weight, certainly on the institutional side. And it's really interesting because the next story I wanted to pick up on was this Mass Mutual investing 100 million into Bitcoin. So I think the key thing here is this is a really well-established insurance company, 169 years old. These are not companies that are just going to buy an asset and then get out of it like a few months later or a year later. They're not getting into Bitcoin to day trade. They're looking to obviously invest in Bitcoin for the long haul. And as more institutional money comes into the space, of course that Bitcoin is going to get bought up, it's going to get moved, it's going to get put on a balance sheet, and it's effectively going to be locked away. So all of this is taking more supply off the market, and obviously it is this supply shock, it is this institutional appetite to gobble up all the new Bitcoin, which is now putting all of this upwards pressure on the Bitcoin price. And of course, this is only giving Bitcoin more attention, obviously not only from a retail perspective, but obviously in terms of an institutional perspective. And just think in terms of the retail money, that will usually follow the institutional money. So I expect Bitcoin to get a lot more publicity next year, and I expect a lot more sort of retail money to come into the space, a lot more money to come into probably altcoins as well, because it's more likely that altcoins are going to be bought by retail investors as opposed to institutions. But you know, Bitcoin is like you know, Moses. It has to lead the way. It has to lead the path for obviously the other altcoins to get some of that money, some of that trickle down, really. So, but yeah, this is a really positive story. And certainly, if you know, the more companies that come out and say they're going to start investing these sorts of amounts into Bitcoin, is only going to send the price one way. And of course, I think what we're starting to see now is a real trend emerge, like not just one or two companies, but it's turning into, you know, sort of half a dozen companies, and I'm sure there'll be half a dozen more coming sooner. So it is a bit of a institutional digital gold rush now. And yeah, it's very exciting times if you're a Bitcoin holder. And the final story I wanted to look at, so Wall Street legend, billionaire Wall Street legend, Ray Dalio is changing his tune on Bitcoin. So he's come out and he said that Bitcoin is establishing itself as a gold-like asset alternative. And I think what is one of the interesting things about this is Dalio had famously branded Bitcoin a bubble in 2017, appears to have changed his mind on whether Bitcoin can act as a store of value. So this is positive stuff. Ray Dalio is a legend when it comes to investment and Wall Street. When he speaks, a lot of people listen, and it's just really encouraging. Obviously, we'd seen the likes of Drunken Miller, we've seen the likes of Tudor Jones, and now we're getting investors like Ray Dalio coming out as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if over the next few months we hear reports that Bridgewater have started to take a position in Bitcoin themselves, which will all add to the sort of demand and the buy pressure on the Bitcoin price. So yeah, I think we will wrap it up there. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.